Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And I have a cool video, I've been wanting to do this for a little bit, is 10 characters and one bonus, right? Because we've got to throw a bonus in somewhere. So it's going to be 11 characters that I wish I had at Relic'd at 8 million galactic power. You guys know, you've been following the account a little bit. We are currently farming Lord Vader Ultimate Materials. I think I'm like halfway there, I want to say. Right, yeah, so we're halfway there. And I was thinking about this the other day, like, what are characters that I wish I had at Relic'd? And I'm going to use this as a, like, I'm not going to include characters like Jabba or Rey, right? Galactic Legends, like characters for Afra, right? These are characters that have been in the game for a little bit that I just have neglected to Relic for one reason or another. And so for every character, I'm going to give, like, 3 things, right? Like, we'll go, like, through 3 things, right? Like, why I didn't Relic them, why I wish they were Relic'd, and then if I think they'll happen in 2023. That way I can kind of give you guys like background, give you what I think, and then how I would use them, right? So let's get into our video, guys. Here is the King Wampa. You guys know he's already Relic. If you guys want to see Wampa, hit Relic 8 live on stream. All you need to do, get this channel 5,000 subscribers, guys. We have been growing so fast. I do want to say we are in the week that my second baby girl is due. So, guys, just be aware that content may be slowing down here, but remember, even if there's not daily content, Wampa is our king, guys, and he's always right here in our hearts. All right, let's get into this. Let's look at I call them my 10 wishes, right? All right, so I have big sadness here with Moff Gideon and Iden Versio. Moff Gideon, I'll start with. I haven't said him star. I would love to have Relic'd him at some point. It's just, he's one of those characters that, the reason I haven't Relic'd him is because I have 5 Relic Imperial Troopers right now, right? I have 5. And if I Relic Moff Gideon, I now have a character that I'm not using anymore, which would be Colonel Stark, right? So I'm not going to use Colonel Stark anymore. And that's why Iden is in this squad, is because I would need Iden then to be able to use, you could argue that, oh, Gear 11 Iden or whatever with a Relic Colonel Stark is fine. Like, sure, but what I'm trying to say, guys, is that these 2 characters are ones that, like, I'd love to have at Relics, but they'd be luxuries for me, right? They're not something that, like, I need. They would obviously make my account better, right? But I've decided to go down other paths that I think have made my roster better than these 2 characters. I do think they will happen, and I don't know about Iden. I think Moff Gideon will happen in 2023. I think it's just he's one of those characters that, like, I'm getting to that point of really needing him. So would love to get Moff Gideon here in 2023. I just don't know about Iden because I still haven't farmed her. She is accelerated now, so that could help me for sure. I haven't even checked her node. It's an easy node to farm, right? It's got Vulture Droid on it too. It's not a bad node then. But yeah, so we'll kind of play that by ear, guys. But they would just give me some more options for Grand Arena, even like Territory Wars, Territory Battles. I could have some more options that I could use. So really wish I had those 2. All right, we're going to skip down there. All right. So you guys know the drill, right? Dash Rendar. Vandor and L3 are 2 characters that I would love to be able to use with Dash Rendar. I don't have the Dash Omicron because I don't have, like, the optimal team for Dash. And so it's kind of, it's a faction that I would love to build, right? Like, I just have Dash with a Zeta on. Getting Vandor, I think, would at least allow me to place that Omicron on and feel I'm doing something with it. He is a character that I'm going to get in 2023. I plan on relicking him in 2023. I just think that he would give me, another team for Grand Arena, Territory Wars that people are going to have to pay attention to, right? L3, I'm not as confident about because she's a Cantina farm, and I already need 3 characters plus Relic mats inside of the Cantina, so I don't think she's going to make it into 2023 plans. We'll see. Like, maybe, she's a login character or something, but right now, no plans for her. The reason I didn't farm these guys, Relic them earlier, is just I've never had the time, right? I've been doing other things in my account. So it's one of those areas that, I think that at least one of them I will get in 2023, similar to like Iden and Moff Gideon, where, I just have gone other paths in my account, other directions. I've never really got around to farming them. Like, at least with Moff Gideon, I've made the intention to farm him, and then just never got around to relicking him as New Galactic Legends, Starkiller, other things came out. So Again, another two characters, and like with the Moff Gideon and Iden Versio, it's the case of I can put Moff Gideon with my best trooper team and move Stark to Iden. This is allowing me to make a team so much better, right? That they would just take the place of like random characters I have with Dash. All right, some Jedi love: Jolee Bindo and Barris Offee. I never Relic'd Jolee when I got my Jedi Knight Revan because I was only getting Revan so I could use it with Jedi Master Luke. I would say Jolee at Relic'd is one of the regrets that I have right now, that I've just never, buckled my pants up, or whatever you want to say, right? Buckled up and done it. The reason I say that I regret him more than like maybe I would say I regret a Barris is that I've had matches where a Relic'd Jolee would have made a difference for me, right? Like I have the Jedi sometimes where I'm like, oh, I just need Jolee. So that's kind of where I see him, right? That a lot of times where I'm noticing that Jolee would have been helpful is like JML countering Jedi Master Kenobi or like a Lord Vader kind of stuff. Jolee can be really nice there. And same with Barris, right? The reason I want these two, and again, why it's another two character, is I could put these two with like Jedi Master Luke on defense finally. And I can feel confident that you've at least got to use like a Sith Eternal or something to beat this, right? That if I put Jedi Master Luke on defense right now, there's a good chance that a Dash Rendar could beat it. But if I put these two in there, Dash is going to struggle a little bit more. So I would really love to have these guys. I still don't know if I don't think they'll happen in 2023. I just think I'm at a point where I've got Jedi that I can use in the new Territory Wars GACs. I think my roster will just kind of go other ways. I just never, like, Barris has been, Gear 11 for a very long time. And Jolee, I just had him there for the Malak event. I just never got around to Relic'ing them guys. And, just kind of one of those things. All right. Next is Fennec. She will absolutely happen in 2023. But I wish I had her at Relics earlier. And it's not even because I think of like the, Lord Vader counter with her. I actually think I would use her more as a solo for just some other teams, right? She can solo a lot of stuff because of her leadership, right? Where she's going to get 50% defense, max protection, and offense, and they're reduced for 25% for each other ally at the start of battle. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I would really want Fennec as a solo opportunity character for a lot of teams, because a lot of times it's not so much that I have trouble beating Galactic Legends, it's the next characters down the line that I might just not have enough teams to deal with. So Fennec gives me that opportunity as another solo, gets me good banners. So she's absolutely going to happen in 2023. I farmed her up a while ago with the intention, but by the time I got her, Lord Vader Kron was kind of here, and you needed the Beskar Mando Data Kron, and then after that, I just was like, it's not worth it for me to get Fennec to try and counter a team that I'm now able to counter with Kylo. So definitely going to happen here in 2023, probably sooner rather than later, because I'm moving into that Jabba farm. All right, the Armor and Canderous, two Mandalorians. I really want these guys for so many reasons. I have the makings of a Mandalorian team. I would love to be able to move Bo-Katan out of that squad and use the Armor in there, right? At times. Other instances, I need Armor as a character that I could use with Sith Eternal, character I could use with Kylo, or with Wat Tambor. Just give me another option, because right now, Wat is a premium that it's either Kylo or Sith Eternal that gets him, depending on what I'm countering. And I really think that Armor would just benefit me in that regard. So definitely a character that, I'd say that would really help me right now. Canderous is another one that I would just love to get my hands on at Relics. I have him really close. I could Relic him. The reason I've waited is just because, he's really gear intensive. I mean, I got him at gear 12. So I definitely think they will both happen in 2023 here. What I'll probably do is whenever I get Armor, I'll get her to gear 12, and then I'll see where they're at as far as what pieces they need, and then I'll get them up together. Armor, the reason she's only at gear 8 with the Zeta was I could use Thrawn to pass the turn with her. Obviously, that doesn't always work with some of these other teams, and I don't always want to have to use Thrawn that way, so just like to get her to Relic so she could stand alone. But yeah, I'd really like to use them as a Mandalorian team because I think my future in GAC is using Lord Vader as a solo or with other characters on offense where we might not need Maul as much and be able to place Maul on defense with Mandalorians because they are just such a great team. Nightsister Zombie. So I'm going to show you guys, I went and Relic'd my old Daka to Relic 5, and I should have done the same thing with Zombie then. And I just haven't, and it's a big regret of mine. I'm so tempted to pull the trigger at times, but I think I've done a pretty good job of just like taking a step back and saying like, the impact would be nice, it would give me some more options, but I just am not there yet. I'm not ready to pull that trigger to make that commitment. Really, I want her at Relics because then I could use Datacrons with like Nightsister Zombie, Daka, Kylo, if I need Wat Tambor or something. Just make that team a little bit safer. The other thing that I just think would help me, right, is that like my Nightsisters, I've got like Asajj at Relics, I've got Daka, and then I just like drop off in gear. So I don't know. It's a faction that I'd love to have at Relics just for general uses, but Zombie's on that line of if I don't know. I had a friend once tell me that he was like a bottle of wine away from, a galactic legend, and that's what I kind of feel with Nightsister Zombie. It's just going to take me like feeling my oats one day, and maybe I'll pump some gear into her. But right now, I just don't think she's going to be on the docket for 2023. And then finally, guys, the last character here is B2 Super Battle Droid. And again, another one that I think I could relic right now. Yes. I've never taken him to relics just because I got, my General Skywalker with Gear 12 on a lot of my droids. And where the relics would actually help me is, in PvP, it is what it is, right? There's enough counters to General Grievous now that, like, relics isn't going to change B2 getting holds. It'd really be for PvE content, and I just don't use him enough. Like, I don't use the General Grievous squad enough in PvE where relics would matter on B2. So, just kind of something that I look at times and I think, this would be a really good character to throw some relics at to at least be able to let me use General Grievous on offense, right? Like, I feel like I can't even use General Grievous on offense because my B2 dies too quickly, and that really hinders what I can do. Again, yeah, it's something that, I think would give me more options attacking in GAC, territory wars, and whatnot. I don't think he'll happen in 2023. I think that, I've got enough stuff that I want to get, like Afra, Jabba, Inquisitors, that are just going to take so much gear, so much of my time, that a lot of these characters probably won't be there, and that's okay, right? These two will definitely happen for sure. Fennec is obviously happening. Vandor will happen. But I wanted to throw this list together for you guys to show, like, even at 8 million, I don't have everything I want, obviously. But there are characters here who people are going to, like, I'm sure I'm going to get flamed for not having Moff Gideon and, like Jolee at Relics. But it's just one of these things, guys, that because of the decisions I've made elsewhere in my roster, right, that I decided I'd rather have some of these Galactic Legends, Profundity, Executor, Star Killer, Malgus squads, that I just wasn't able to give enough love to some of these other factions. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. What are characters that, obviously at the point I'm at, people will like balk that I don't have those at Relics at 8 million, but I'd be curious to see what are characters that you would have in your roster that you wish were at Relic levels. Let me know down below, guys. As always, smash that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.